Hey there and welcome. Have you ever wondered what a modern IT company really does? It's way more than just writing code and managing servers. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and deconstruct the entire blueprint for building a digital business, and we'll use a real-world company as our guide. Okay, let's get into it. So, everything, and I mean everything, kicks off with this one big idea: digitalization. And look, this isn't just about, getting a website. It's about using technology to completely rethink your business model, to find brand new ways to make money and create value. This idea right here, it's the why behind every single thing that follows. Now, to make all this tangible, we need a real blueprint to look at. For this explainer, we're going to use Techonomy Systems as our case study. And just to be clear, this isn't a promotion. We're simply using their structure to get a practical look at how these digital transformations are actually built from the ground up. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. If digitalization is the end goal, what are the actual building blocks? What does a company really need to create a digital presence that doesn't just work, but actually helps it grow? Well, let's start at the very beginning, with the foundation. The first major piece of our blueprint is what I like to call the business operating system. Think about it. Your computer needs an OS, like Windows or Mac OS, just to function, right? Well, a modern company is no different. It needs a digital foundation to manage all its core functions day in and day out. And at the very heart of that operating system is something called an ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning System. Honestly, the best way to think of it is as the company's central nervous system. It's this one huge, powerful piece of software that connects every single department, making sure they can all talk to each other and work from the same playbook. And this central nervous system touches, well, pretty much everything you see here, from the money to the supply chain to HR and even manufacturing. By tying all of this together, an ERP makes sure everyone is looking at the exact same data in real time. What's the result? No more silos. The sales team knows exactly what's in the warehouse, and the finance team knows exactly what's been sold. It's all about creating total alignment. Now, of course, the ERP is the biggest piece of this puzzle, but it's not the only one. You've also got other key systems making up this foundation. Things like a CRM to manage all your customer interactions, specific systems for HR and payroll, and of course, inventory management. All of them working together create this incredibly powerful internal engine to run the business. Okay, so you've got this powerful internal engine humming along smoothly. The next big question is, how does the business actually connect with the outside world? And this is where we see the second half of the blueprint. On one side, you have the core products, that internal OS. But on the other, you have the custom services, the stuff your customers and the public actually see and use. And that brings us right here to part two, custom solutions. If that internal system is the engine of the car, then this is the unique body, the paint job, the interior. It's everything that makes it special. This is where a company really defines itself by building digital experiences that solve a very specific problem for their customers. This is the creative, public-facing part of the whole game. And when we say custom, we mean it. The possibilities are huge. We're talking about totally unique software built from scratch, sophisticated web apps that live in the cloud, slick mobile apps for both iPhone and Android, powerful e-commerce stores, and all the complex database systems behind the scenes that make sense of all the data. Now, building these kinds of tools isn't some chaotic free-for-all. No, it follows a really structured path. It always starts with deep planning, then moves into research, then a whole phase of optimizing and refining, and finally, delivering results you can actually measure. It's a journey they take with a client, not just for them. So to build all this custom stuff, you need a serious toolbox. For the front end, that's all the stuff you actually see and click on your screen, developers use powerful frameworks like React, Angular, and Vue.js. You can think of these as high-tech kits that let them build the fast, smooth apps we all expect to use these days. And then you have the back-end toolbox. This is the engine room you don't see. It includes heavy-duty databases like Oracle and SQL Server to handle all the information, plus the unbelievable power of cloud platforms from Amazon and Google to make sure the service is always on and can scale up to millions of users. It just goes to show the incredible range of skills needed to build even one digital product. So, we've laid the foundation with the operating system, and we've built the unique custom solutions. But what's the payoff? What does it all add up to? In our final section, we're going to look at technology in action, the real, measurable impact of putting this whole digital blueprint to work. All right, let's look at some quick numbers to see what this looks like in the real world. First up, scale. Over 450 projects completed. Now, that's not just a number on a page. That's a whole library of solved problems and a massive amount of experience. Next, let's talk depth. All of that work is built on a foundation of more than 15 years of industry experience. I mean, just think about how much technology has changed in that time. They've seen it all. And finally, reach. That experience hasn't just been for local companies. It's been for over 100 clients all across the globe. So this blueprint, it's not just a theory. It's been tested and proven internationally. But numbers only ever tell half the story. The real impact is always human. Just listen to this quote from a client. They say, outstanding job, which is great, but the phrases that really jump out to me are really helpful and make work a lot easier. At the end of the day, that's the real goal, right? Technology that actually serves people. And what's really cool is how versatile this blueprint is. I mean, just look at how it gets applied to totally different industries. For manufacturing, the focus might be on digitizing the factory floor. But for a finance company, it's about building complex portfolio management tools. For healthcare, it's creating connected IT solutions. The core ideas are the same, but the final product is completely tailored to what each industry actually needs. So when you put it all together, what's the big takeaway from this entire blueprint? It's really this. Building a digital business isn't just about the code. It's not just about the servers. It's about using all of those tools to build a complete digital model, one that fundamentally transforms how a business works on the inside and how it shows up to the rest of the world. And that brings me to my last thought for you. After seeing all these pieces, from that foundational ERP system all the way to the custom mobile app, if you had to build a digital blueprint for your own work or for your own team, what would be the very first brick you'd choose to lay? Thanks for tuning in.